Hi, good morning. Welcome to Brunch with Brian. So, good morning. Let's start each day with a smile or keep your day going with a smile. So, put a nice smile on your face, guys. Get to feeling good. Get some good energy going in your day today. Let's do it. Come here, babies. The doggies are not cooperating. They see something outside and they're going this morning. Let's take some deep breaths. Okay. Hold it a little and blow it out. Another deep breath. Let it out. One more. Good. It's Thursday. It's National Hamburger Day today. So if you want your National Day today, National Hamburger today. That's kind of fun. No big birthdays or anything today. So it's today I want you to think about being in the right roles today. You can change your entire mindset by just realizing what role you're currently in and picking your role. And you don't always think about life that way. You think, well, I'm just me. I'm just going through my life and I'm just me. And I'm just myself. Wrong. Guess what? You have lots of yous. There's lots of yous. There's lots of different, I like to call them me's. So you have a lot of different me's. Like I have dad me. In fact, I have 3 kids. So I have 3 different dad me's. In fact, there's a lot of different little dad me's under each of those dad me's. But, you know, I can be loving, giving dad, and I can be Trinity dad, you know, and I can be Dashel dad, and I can be Kale dad. And then under each of those dads, there's, you know, different dads, like reprimanding dad, but I'm a different reprimanding dad for Trinity than I am with Dashel. You know, so you have your different roles even under sub roles. So you're playing so many different roles. And when you start to really grasp that, wow, I didn't even realize that I just slide into these roles imperceptibly during the day without realizing I'm doing it. Now, some of these roles feel very comfortable. Some of the roles, like we talked about this yesterday on our mastermind call. You guys, you don't know this maybe, but we have a mastermind group and we're just starting it up again for next year. If you want to get in the Wolff mastermind group, you should call our office. It's 888-RICH-NOW. And we do this mastermind group where we get together physically, but we also do Zoom calls once a month. And it's a really great group because we all, you know, it's a very cooperative, positive effort. So yesterday on the mastermind group, we were talking about this. And when we talk about roles and we talk about the different roles that you're in, one of the roles that we talk about a lot is Master Caller Me. So you have a version of Master Caller Me, and that version, now I have a Master Caller Me. My Master Caller Me tends to be more Good Shepherd Me, guiding people through the process. That's kind of my natural personality, just caring about people and wanting to help them through this decision-making process and building a lot of rapport. And that's kind of my natural way of being and natural approach. Now, Lynette's more of a deal maker. So her natural role that she slides into more comfortably on the phone when she's in Master Caller Me role, she's kind of a deal maker. So she is hungry. She's one of the best at just, I've never seen anybody who could just get handed a pile of leads and just aggressively, hungrily attack that pile. She loves making calls. And so most people are a little bit nervous about getting on the phone. She loves to get on the phone because that role is very comfortable and in fact enjoyable to her. So there's ways that you can make your roles comfortable and enjoyable depending on how you think about your roles. Some roles actually come very comfortable to you. Now, there's some people who their job is their perfect job and that role suits them perfectly. Like if someone's a Major League Baseball player and they can't play their role, they're aching to play their role and the world is keeping them from playing their role. So if someone's a Major League Baseball player, there's a lot of people who would love to play that role and be paid to play that role, and who can't, who aren't good enough. But if you are, blessed to be that and can play that role, how well you play that role determines, how, if you can play that role and how much money you can make, and how you play that role. So everybody has these roles that they play, and you have all your roles that you play, but just your standard operating role. I don't have my signs today, but industrious, grateful me is one that I always go back to. And when I find myself kind of going into this poor me role, which, my dad was really, that was one of his roles. So look at the roles your mom and dad played a lot, and some of the emotional roles that they played, not necessarily their work roles, but the emotional roles that they played around the house. And if one of them was like, complained a lot about having to do stuff and was like, oh, poor me, you're going to have some of that. Okay. So you're going to have some of the pluses and some of the negatives of whatever your parents had and the roles that they played. So if you love your dogs, if you love being pet owner, if your parents did, you probably have that role and you're very comfortable in that role and you love being in that role. So find your roles that you love today, and think of your roles, and whatever your standard operating role is that you're walking around in, just try to put a happier face on it. And if you're kind of walking around grouchy, think about why you're grouchy and identify the role you're in. Are you in poor me? Are you walking around thinking, oh, why is my life so bad? Now, guys, there's a lot of reasons to feel like poor me nowadays. There's a lot of things that are going, rough in the world. And so there's a lot of reasons to maybe have some sadness or anger or, negative feelings right now. So let's all try to stay focused as much as we can on our positive roles of where we're contributing. Because if you're in this poor me role, or feeling negative, or feeling put upon, or feeling like things aren't going right, that keeps you from being as productive and contributing to others as you can be. So if you're in a negative role and a negative mindset, you're not bringing your best and you're not contributing to others. So if you want to stay in that positive mindset and contribute it the most to others, it's all about role control, and it's all about staying in the right mindset through managing your roles. And what does managing your roles mean? What does having role control mean? It just means just thinking of the name of a role at the right moment. Honestly, it's that easy. If you just think of industrious, grateful me, or just grateful me, and if you just think I'm grateful me, and you start thinking of things you're grateful for, it instantly changes your whole mindset and your role and your approach for the day. So no matter what role you're in, just be also aware that you can change your role at any second. I call it role fluidity. So if you're in a grouchy mood, you're in some role of poor me, or angry me, or things aren't going your way. It's all back to expectations. So you have some kind of expectations, and if you are unhappy or feeling negative, or it's because some expectation, and this could be a grand expectation for life, like, oh my gosh, I'm not living up to my expectations of life, or my life is not living up to expectations. Or it could be, hey, I thought I was going to have a nice lunch today, and because of this or that, I didn't get to have my nice lunch. And so I'm kind of grouchy because of that, because you had an expectation about that. And so it could be a small expectation, or it could be a grand expectation, but that's where your negative emotions come from, is something has lacked to live up to your expectations, or you have not lived up to your own expectations of yourself. So anytime something falls short of expectations, that's where all ill will or negative emotions come from. So if you search out in your life, where am I not feeling good? Where do I have negative emotion in my life? What do I not feel good about? It's always something falling short of what your expectation or hope for that area would be. So now then you have to approach it differently. So then you have to make a resolution. Okay, I'm going to make a plan so that I can achieve that expectation. And I'm not going to grouse about the fact that this is falling short of this expectation. I'm going to make a plan, and I'm going to make a realistic plan to achieve that expectation. And so a lot of you guys have been with us this week, been talking about social media. So if one of your places where you're falling short of expectation is your real estate investing, well, then you need to make a plan. You need to make a plan to achieve your real estate investing goals if that's the area that you feel like you're falling short of your expectations. And a huge part of that plan is a marketing plan and getting a bunch of leads. And so we've been talking about your summer of social media this week, and we did our our training session on Tuesday. I'm going to send out an email to everybody today that's going to have that talk on it, that training session on it, so that you can go back and watch that again if you didn't get a chance to see that. So I want you to make sure you see that so you can get going with your social media, so you can get lots of leads in, so you can start making your calls and be master caller me, so that you can reach your expectations for your real estate investing and be a happier person. Okay, and then you can be living a role of successful real estate investor. Now, if you're falling short of that role, that could be where your expectations aren't being met, where you're unhappy or feeling some kind of lack of cognitive, where you're feeling cognitive dissonance. They call it cognitive dissonance, where you're not living the life you want. Okay, so that's where we want to get you to. But to get there, and this is the thing, you may have just this feeling of malaise where you don't even really, you haven't identified where your expectations are not meeting, where reality is not meeting your expectations. So let's sit down, today, if you feel like this general, I'm not happy or I'm not feeling good or whatever, take the time to identify, where is my life not meeting expectations? Where am I not meeting my own expectations of myself? Identify that first, then realize what kind of role do I need to play? What do I need to do to fill these expectations? Make a plan. And what role do you have to be in? And for sure, you're going to have to figure out your marketing plan for real estate investing. And I do tend to relate stuff back to that because I know a lot of you guys are wanting to have good success there this summer. Let's get that, let's be a successful social media marketer social media me. And we talked about that in that presentation, being a social media me, which takes a smartphone and a little patience and a little confidence and some training. And so that's what we gave you on Tuesday. Guys, if you did not get on board with our social media marketing system, why not? I mean, honestly, it's cheap. It's not like a free, but it's very affordable. And it's something where if you just do anything and do a deal, we're going to give you your money back. We have a rebate program where if you do a deal in 3 months, we're going to give you your money back on it. So we're going to make it so painless, and we're going to give you coaching with it. We're going to give you consultation with it and everything. So we're going to make it easy for you to get going with that social media. So if you didn't get that, we're sending you an email today, which will give you the whole training session and including the action steps for your summer of social media. So get involved with that, guys. And I was going to do just a really short little brunch with Brian today, but I got going with the role, because that's really, whenever I have problems with myself, whenever I'm having kind of a grouchy morning or not feeling myself, I know that it's because I'm not in the right role. I know it's because I'm not feeling good. Something's falling short of expectations, and I have to figure out my roles. And so that's where it really comes down to. And I know that if I'm walking around in a funk, am I in industrious, grateful me role? Of course not. And so if I have to reclaim that industrious, grateful me role, or another role that I feel happy in, happy, positive me. And so, guys, you can define a lot of different roles for yourself, and you live these roles. You're always in some role. I mean, you can't walk around without being in a role. You're always in some roles. So but just choose your roles wisely and realize that you're in a role all the time. And so make sure that you're choosing your roles wisely as you go through your day. So that was a lot to cover. And I hope that you guys really got a lot out of that. Just be thinking about being in the right role today, and be powerful and eat a hamburger. It's hamburger day. So it's great spending this time with you as always. We're going to have something special on teaching. Now, obviously, Thursday's live is today. So Thursday's live with the Wolffs. And so we are going to be seeing you guys in 7 hours and about 45 minutes on Thursdays Live with the Wolves. And we always try to do something real special. And if we might even be coming to you from a brand new location today, if we get things worked out. So that should be a lot of fun. And we're going to talk to you about some special stuff today. And we might even have a special, cool, free thing that you can get. So we will see you guys later on today. And Lynette will be with me. So hook up with us later today, guys, on the live stream, and I will look forward to seeing you there. But for right now, that's Brunch with Brian for today. Great to see you guys, and go and be in the right role today.